Good day and welcome to a new video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Hey people.
Are we there yet?
This is me, Daniel. Yeah, today I'm joined by Nimphradora. And they're two artists, which is quite different. We haven't had anyone like this before. Which is good. It's always, I like to have firsts on here. Which is great. So we've got two artists here. We've got Valentina and Ze.
Hi there.
Hello.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, good to be here.
You're very welcome. I'm very glad to talk to you because you actually have pretty good work. Like, you know, I was amazed with seeing some of what you've done.
Yeah.
And I'm very interested into, you know, seeing and learning, you know, how you guys work together. So can you tell me a bit about yourselves? We'll go one by one.
Yeah. Okay, I will start first. I don't know, I just I've been drawing since forever, and I went to arts high school where I started to dabble in, you know, more professional drawing. And then I just kind of never stopped. And I didn't go to any art college. I was studying something different. So I'm kind of partly self-taught. But I don't know, it's fun, and I don't see it as a job. I can't imagine doing anything else. And I guess that's the story with a lot of artists, so I guess just normal stuff.
Yeah.
And see?
Oh, yeah.
I have a few false starts. I didn't really know that you could draw for a living until I was 19 or something. I finished high school, and everyone's deciding what they want to be, you know, when they grow up. And I'm just sitting there in the kitchen going like, what do I do now? High school's over.
Yeah.
Then I went to college and I took all the standard stuff, like you take, you know, like math and computer science and all the stuff. And I was like, is this it? Do I just do this now? And it didn't work. And I dropped out because I couldn't get into anything. And then I by chance saw on newspapers this school advertising that says we teach you how to make video games. And then I had an epiphany, like, people make video games for a living? Of course, in hindsight, this is pretty obvious because somebody had to do it, right? It doesn't just, you know, they don't grow on trees.
You're lucky. In Croatia, we don't have any college
Gaming
or school
schools.
for like kind of this game design or anything. We just have like Fine Art Academy, and I kind of didn't want to go there because it sounded a little bit too, you know, I don't know, proper.
Yeah.
So I went to design, and I ended up, you know, learning like 3 different maths, mechanics, and these kind of things, and like 0 drawing.
That's a real schooling with all the proper stuff.
So I was tricked.
I went to one of these fake art schools that kind of just is for profit.
Oh, yeah.
Some people even calls it like a degree mill. You kind of go there, but you don't learn too much. But if you want, if you put yourself into it, you can learn a lot.
Yeah,
definitely. They don't really, you know, have a, I don't know, as good a system as they can. So they put me in the wrong program. Like, I asked the school advisor, I says, I want to do this and this. He says, oh, you want to do 3D modeling and stuff? I'm like, sure. So I spent 2 years learning how to do 3D modeling.
You couldn't switch?
Texturing. You can, but you have to pay like $10,000 more.
Wait,
on
was
top.
it like a, you know, real like material school or online school?
This was a real school, physical school.
Like material school.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that there was like this thing as an online school. For me, it was just like not a thing. And if somebody told me, I would think like, okay, this is super shady.
This is like a scam, right?
Yeah. Like you like sit at home and you just, you know, you have exam and you just have like a sheet of paper outside the camera and you cheat on stuff. I mean, that's my first.
Well, that's what happened to me later. So I finished the school, then I ended up doing 3D modeling and stuff for a few years, and then I slowly kind of realized I don't really want to do this. I went to art school the first place to draw stuff. So I then tried to go back to school again, but at this point it was a few years later. It was 2012, and art schools were hella expensive. Especially the good ones. You know, if you look into this like Fengzhou design school or something, they cost, you know, like $50,000 a year. Or something like that. So I ended up going to an online school called the art department, and it was a really good school. It was started by a whole bunch of people from like connected to Massive Black, if you know that, like conceptart.org. There was a lot of really good designers working games and entertainment and also fine art. So it was really good stuff and cheap. You just have some. The only tricky thing is motivation, because you get up, you know, for normal college you have to get up early and you go there and there's attendance and all that stuff, and you're paying, you know, your parents will like get on you if you don't go to school or something, or your friends will. But here you have class at 8. You wake up at 7:55. You turn on your computer and you're in your pajamas and you're in class.
Exactly. Yeah, it's way
Well, I
different.
secretly wore my pajama too.
Yeah.
I secretly wore my pajama to normal college.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
on the inside.
Yeah, on the inside, you know, to be like secretly, you know, super safe in my pajama.
Cozy, yeah, extra
Nobody
coziness.
knew.
Our armor of security +5 or something.
Yeah.
But then
So long story short.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Long story short,
go
you
ahead.
finish first before I say my thing.
Oh yeah, so I ended up finishing school. It was, you know, really, really fun. And then I got lucky and found a job in a mobile game company.
Awesome.
So then I'm, you know, a quote unquote proper 2D artist.
Awesome. That sounds great.
Alright, that's it for me.
Yeah, so I was gonna say that basically, you know, I see a lot of people in courses, they, you know, they don't do that. They don't, you know, wake up at 8 and go to course. They end up going to course and then turning up on some ungodly hour, like 10 or 11 o'clock or something, you know, just rolling into course whenever they feel like it. Which, I mean, it's a complete waste of time for some people, you know. People wasting, you know, good education.
What you put in.
Yeah,
much.
Exactly. The way, you know, the
I don't know,
wasting their education. But yeah, there's so many education options out there these days. And yeah, you can, you know, do it in your own time. Like there's Schoolism these days. There's you know, that Gumroad, and I think there's a few more.
Yeah, YouTube has tons of free stuff.
Yeah, and tons of free stuff.
All the
too.
information is out there. Is like, I think the amount of information is not the problem at all. It's more like motivation. Why do you do it, and you know, what keeps you going, so that you put in the time and the effort. Like, what makes you put that in? It's not just the information, because if that's what it was, everyone would be a pro artist, because there's so many tutorials.
Yeah, I also agree, like motivation, like, okay, you decide to do this. For me, like, it was, I would either be an artist or I will live in a box. There is, you know, there's no other option. I had one time in high school, some kind of, you know, summer job where I was working in some, I don't know, warehouse, whatever. It was so horrible that I said, okay, I will never ever do something like work something that I don't like. That this is so horrible. I don't want to, you know, spend my life working on something I don't want to. So after that, all my money, since high school, I was only doing this kind of commissions or some, I don't know, work for this and that game. And because I knew that I knew how horrible it would be if I don't succeed. So, and I knew that there is so many people that I really need to work hard. So I was, I don't know, just spent 5 years at home, not going out, and just practicing. And yeah.
I had a similar thing. yeah, having like normal job, washing cars or cleaning a supermarket or stuff like that. Um, and I knew that you could get comfortable. So if I got comfortable, I would just have, what I have and say this is okay. It could be worse.
Mm.
But when I went back to art school, I just kind of decided I will make it so that there's no way back.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I had no money to go to that school, so I went to the bank and I took $30,000 loan.
Yeah.
And I said,
Jeez.
okay, if I don't succeed on this, I will be homeless
Yeah.
and
Jeez. Yeah.
or something.
Mm.
So that's motivation that keeps me, going to school and doing homework and stuff. So yeah, I guess for people like us, there's no other choice. We just have to do something we like. It's
Yeah. Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
the easiest and only way.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I was paying my college with commissions. So I was kind of like drawing to go to college
Awesome.
that I don't
Yeah.
like. So I decided, okay, I will just ditch the college and just work as a illustrator. I
Yeah.
mean, why is there this? I'm just throwing away money for something I'm not really interested in.
Yeah,
So,
piece of paper.
yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely motivation. I mean, nothing's stopping me from doing what I do. I mean, I have to go out and do other jobs I don't like doing to pay the rent. At the moment, that's where I am. But hey, I come home, do a drawing. Depending how I feel, I might have been shattered. I might need sleep. Or just deal with it all on the weekend. But I try and find whatever time I can, the best, as much time as I can. If it's only 5 minutes, if it's only a couple of hours, or if I'm lucky enough to get the day off or have the whole weekend. I just spend as much time as I can. I'm always drawing and painting. Even, I'll be in break time at lunchtime or something, just doodling or drawing if I need to. So yeah, it takes motivation, and if you keep on putting stuff into it, eventually things will come out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I
It's
think
not
so.
some kind of magical process. It's
Yeah.
just like any other skill. If you do it enough, you will get better. So you better do it a
Yeah,
lot.
I mean,
Yeah.
sounds to me like you've got it. Like if that's all you're doing with your extra time and energy, then you probably make it. Just a matter of time.
That's the thing. I mean,
Yeah, and you really.
yeah. So what were you gonna say?
I just want to say that you really, if you are into it, you kind of. When I have some job that I don't super like, I would like procrastinate, but I would procrastinate by drawing something else. So I wouldn't. I would actually like draw all the time because okay, I don't like to draw this, but I want to draw this other thing because it's so fun, and then I just draw all the time. So I don't know, because for me it's like most fun thing to do.
Definitely, yeah. So yeah, so you guys actually you work together. Do you work on personal pieces as well?
Well, we work together. We live together, and we just have computers next to each other. So sometimes I work on something and I don't know, can't get the foot wrong, and then I don't know, I just like get freaked out because I can't draw something, and it's like, see, please help. I will. I don't know. I'm depressed. I can't get this, and then he does it, and then usually I don't like what he does, but like no, okay, I know how to do it. Give me this.
Yeah.
So I kind of get mad at him, but he helps me like a lot.
I show her what she doesn't want.
Yeah.
And then she knows what she wants because from knowing what she doesn't want.
Yeah, or if you have
It's a kind of help.
if one person has too much job, too much work to, so I don't know, I can't manage to do everything. So I say, okay, do you want to take this one because I don't know, I don't have. There is too much for me.
Yeah.
So with that.
And I mostly work on personal stuff. I'm trying to. I started off only having a job in a studio, like full time.
Yeah.
which is only doing stuff that other people want. And then I transitioned. I didn't like that so much, so I transitioned to doing freelance stuff. So then I can kind of pick and choose which jobs I would take. So it's semi doing what other people like, but then semi doing stuff I like. So now I'm trying to transition to only doing stuff that I like, and convincing people that it's good to pay for it. So doing like making prints or things that are fitting for turning into prints or t-shirts and that kind of stuff. And still not quite there yet. It's a new thing for me, and it's not easy. I have to figure out all the stuff like where to put your work, how to get it seen, and how to correctly label and title everything, a whole bunch of stuff. So it's coming along slowly. But it's kind of liberating at the same time, because you're just doing stuff that's you feel more authentic doing it.
Definitely. There's a lot to it, there's if you just put it up online, maybe no one will view it, or there's tips and things that you can try, like per se putting tags in your works, or sharing it on social media, but yeah, it does still take time.
Yeah, it's like a whole other job.
Yeah, it's another job, and then eventually, when you get paid from it enough, you got to work out taxes and stuff, and it can chew up. It actually can chew up quite a bit of your time, which is interesting. So I was watching one video, and it was saying, the more successful you get, the less time you actually spend drawing, which is like to me very scary, because it's like, oh gosh, if I get to that level, will I be doing everything else but drawing? I really want to spend time drawing.
But if you earn enough money, then you can hire a manager. That's kind of my dream. So I can hire a person who just does all boring stuff. All this, replying to.
Well, you don't have to. I'll do it.
Yeah, but like I would rather if you were also having fun, and we have like a rent mom to do.
rental mom.
It's like, I don't want to go to the office to bring that paper. Can you do it?
It's not as bad as. It's not ideal that you have to do a bunch of stuff that you don't like as much as drawing, but I think it's not as bad as all that, because it kind of makes you appreciate that when you do get to draw, how nice it is, and because you appreciate it more, you're more focused when you do it. If you have to lose a bunch of time doing something else, then you come back, you're like, oh, this is so nice. I'm really lucky I get to do this right now. I think it's not all bad.
Okay, but I feel that way. You can keep up with doing all the. I get stressed out just looking at you, and I don't have to do anything. Yeah.
So, do you think working together does help benefit you on your growth as an artist?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, when we met, we kind of critique and help each other grow for a while. So I think in last 2 years since we are doing this, I can see myself really improving. So definitely it helps, and it helps me when somebody is like painting next to me. Then it's much. I feel like a working environment, so it's much easier for me to focus also.
Get irritated though?
No.
No.
I think it's a really good radar, you could say, for where you are most hung up on yourself. Like if sometimes, you know, we're just doing something and the other person comes over and says, you know, that part could be, you know, could be better or it could be different. And then there's usually like this initial tendency like, oh, I don't want to change that. I like this part.
Yeah.
But then if you spend some time to think about it, you're like, am I, you know, do I really like that, or am I just being stubborn? Like, I made it, so it must be good. And then usually if you spend some time thinking about it, you're like, you know what, yeah, I should change that. It's poopy.
Yeah.
And then your work ends up being better. And every time that happens, you kind of slowly figure out, like, you know what, if I just not be so, you know, self-focused, I can actually benefit a lot by listening to what other people have to say. So that's a really good benefit of having another person look at your work. And also, it's really rare to have someone who is not afraid to tell you what they think, what they really think. And at the same time, you know that they're saying anything they say for your benefit. So that's a really good combination. Somebody who's honest with you for your benefit.
Definitely.
Then you really have it's easier for you to listen to them when there's someone like that.
Yeah. Sometimes it is like a little bit tricky because you see, I don't know, he's working on something for half a day. And I know that he put a lot of effort, but then I don't like it so much, so I weigh if I want to say like, oh, it's good, or no, you know, you just don't put more time into it. It's not worth it. So you need to train yourself to be direct and you know, not
I think it is
sugarcoat.
I think you never have to worry about whether you should say something, as long as you feel, you know, you feel like you're doing it to benefit the other person. Like, it's not for yourself. So then you don't have to worry about what you're saying being, you know, potentially mean or something, because it's not. You're saying how you feel, so that the other person can get better, and that's a win-win.
I mean, I think
it's still not easy. So I still sometimes react like, I don't want to change that. I put so much time into it.
Yeah, I get
but
that.
Eventually I usually give in.
It's like someone will say something like, oh, like you might have seen me working on the eye there. Someone might say, oh, that eye looks really odd. And I'll be like, oh, I spent so much time working on this eye, you know. And it'll be a while, and I won't touch it. I won't touch it until I'm like, oh, someone was right, they were right, and it's like, so I change it in the end, you know. There's heaps of things. I think that's one of the things that course tries to push. Definitely where I went, was, you know, getting critiques and getting all this stuff. It's when you're at home, kind of learning on your own. Unless you've got like a network of artists you're, you know, sharing this with. You might miss out on that kind of thing of sharing it with someone and then getting some feedback on it, and, you know, not getting too attached to your work. It is your baby, but, you know, just trying to improve is the way to go.
I think for most people to develop like quickly, it's a really good idea to show their stuff to other people. And you know, if you're by yourself, which a lot of artists are, then, you know, go find some community somewhere. You know, like forums or something, and talk to people and hear what they have to say. Yeah, it stimulates you. One of the best experience I had was working in when I went to art school. There was one of the instructors had a studio where you go there and you rent like a desk and a workspace, and you can just sit there and do your stuff. And there's a bunch of people there. They're each sitting at their own space, doing their own thing. But just from the fact that there's you see other people doing the same thing as you, makes it easier for you to keep doing what you're doing.
Mm.
It's just motivational that way. And of course, when there's interaction where people meet and talk about stuff, or they do live drawing together, then it's even better.
Mm.
Yeah, I wanted to say one thing regarding this attachment to what you're drawing.
Yeah.
So I did this because Z gave me this very good advice. So I made a lot, maybe like 50 drawings or maybe even more, and I didn't show it to anyone.
Mm. Mm.
So when I'm drawing it, I know, okay, I'm not allowed to. I'm actually supposed to destroy it, but I was too lazy. So it's just somewhere in my corner of the room or something. But I didn't show it to anyone. So when I know that I'm not going to post this, I will not going to put it in my portfolio. So whatever I do, nobody will see it. So I can't get like some kind of ego boost or something from it. It really helps you to not care about how it turns out. You just draw and you're not attached to it because you can't do anything with it. It's like efficiently it doesn't exist except in this process of you practicing. So I think it really helps to this that you don't spend so much time on it and you're not kind of like drawing and then you have this one part that you don't know how to draw and then you spend like 5 hours on it because it doesn't matter, nobody will see it. So you just draw how you think it should be and then move on because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I found that very good for.
Not being attached to stuff.
Yeah.
If you when you hear like some old masters when they do a painting, like painting on the ceiling of a church or something, that they do literally a pile of sketches.
Definitely, yeah.
That all get thrown away or burned at the end, and they don't care. It's just some part of the process. Then you're like, oh yeah, what's all this then? Like, there's no point in getting so attached then.
Exactly. I mean, I try and just get something out of each painting, like for this one it was, for me, I felt like I did the fire okay, or that I actually did a human character, because I'm not too great with human characters, so I felt this piece was actually showed me that I can paint humans in a way. There's still room, I can actually improve myself in that area. It's not just a hopeless waste of time of me doing all these sketches and stuff, because it's been a focus of me for the last couple of years trying to get better at human anatomy. But yeah, it is, like you were saying, it is very important to do, keep a diary or something just of your own personal sketches that you don't show anyone, or just, it's just some fun doodle time for yourself. Just to, maybe to jot down ideas, or just to draw that tree over across the road or something, or, yeah, just some fun time. In amongst all this, trying to create awesome artwork that, you can get satisfaction from. Yeah, so I was gonna ask you guys, what inspires you?
I don't know. It is possible that I'm in a constant state of being inspired, that I can't exactly see, the inspiration. I don't know. I just draw stuff. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know. I draw. And I see through my window some tree, and then I feel like, oh, I want to draw a tree, or I don't know. It's really kind of ethereal thing.
Yeah, it changes all the time.
Oh, yeah?
For me too. But it's easier to say what's like what motivates me, I think, than to say what inspires me. Yeah, because the inspiration, like, it changes a lot depending on on the day, on the project that I'm working on. But the motivation is much is more steady.
Mm.
And for me, also more fundamental, because if as long as you have the proper motivation, then you can find inspiration that fits what you want to do at the moment. And more importantly, you want to do something all the time because of the motivation.
Yeah.
And for me, it's just I want to help make the lives of other people better. For this, I mean, for the moment, is particularly like my parents, because they ran into some difficulty with health and their financial situation, and that was maybe a year ago or less than a year ago. And before that, I wasn't very productive with my art. I wasn't so into it. I kind of was just doing the minimum amount to get by, and enjoying life in Croatia because it's really chill and really beautiful here, and everything's cheap, so it's really easy to pay the bills. And now for the last few months, I'm being super productive. I'm working a lot, making new things all the time, and being really busy, marketing and all this stuff to get my stuff out there, trying to make some extra money. And it's all just so I can help my parents relieve some stress on their end. And that's for me the greatest motivator. So if you want to do something for other people's sake, number one, you feel good about anything that you do. And number two, it's like an endless supply of energy to keep doing, because things like this, like goodwill, the more you give out, the more you get. It's kind of magical in that way. So that's, and I've never been so productive in my whole life with any kind of endeavor until I was working from this motivation, and it's new to me. So that's that's what keeps me going right now.
Awesome. Yeah, it's definitely a great thing to have motivation. I mean, yeah, inspiration is great too, but it can be like, oh, I'm inspired to do this now, and then if you don't have any motivation to do anything, you're just like you only do it when you're inspired, kind of a thing. So yeah, you do need a lot of motivation and inspiration per se to like that you get inspired by another artist, and you kind of just look at what they do and see how they can benefit you as well. How maybe they're shading something, how they are painting something. It might help you. Like you were saying before, helping other people can be motivating as well. Like if you do a piece, so I did a lot of animals, and some of them because I saw some of the things that happening, like I drew a red panda. The inspiration behind that was because I saw that red pandas are actually becoming close to being extinct at that time. I haven't checked them in a couple of years, but that's the main reason why I wanted to like put an emphasis on that red panda to show the nature of their beauty. So that can be very inspirational as well.
Yeah.
I think, how long have we been on? No, we got about 10 more minutes really. So
Okay.
Yeah, the thing. Oh yeah, you go for it.
no, you keep going.
Well, I insist.
Okay, I was just gonna say, yeah, welcome, thank you for coming in and everything, everyone. And you just, I do these videos I should be doing them every week from now on, hopefully. And we should have good artists in to talk to every week. which we will be discussing like the topics we just discussed, and we're going to get back into it for 10 minutes. I thought I'd just say that piece. Yeah, hopefully you like, share, subscribe, and we'll just keep on going. So what are you going to say?
I just wanted to say there's two things about this motivation to do art that benefits other people, that makes it really really good. Like, one thing you touched upon is inspiration, right? So for an artist, what does it mean to be inspired? I think you could say that being inspired is you open yourself up to change, to improvement from the outside. And you're in this mode of saying, I want to change, and I want to take something out there that can make me better, and I want to absorb that, right?
Yep.
And the thing about being an artist is also creativity, which is I want to try things that I haven't tried before, which is it's a really similar thing. It's opening yourself up, saying what else can I do, right? So I think both of these things are usually, they are hindered by inhibition, by doubt, which is in your mind. If you are not sure of yourself, then you tend to not open yourself up to the outside, to new information, and to examining yourself and to changing. So what being motivated to do things to help other people, this goodwill, what this does is it removes self-inhibition. It removes all kinds of inhibition inside you.
Okay.
Because when you do things, when you're in a mindset of doing things that's good for other people, you can't feel bad for that. You can't be inhibited by any bad feelings when you're doing something like that.
Yeah, because you're not doing it for yourself. It's not like,
Exactly.
oh, I have to do this so I can, like,
because you reduce
get more followers. I think that's not the priority.
Yeah, the priority is not it's not about your ego. So when you're in this mode, you're reducing the influence of your ego, which tends to be a fixed, static entity. So when the ego is reduced, then you're more flexible. You're more open to change, and you're more open to positive influences, which we call, inspiration. And like I mentioned earlier, then you have more energy, because when you give out good feelings, when you want to give out good feelings, you get it right back to you. It kind of like it's like the opposite of money. Money is something that you give and you have less of, but goodwill is the more you give, the more you have, and it's energy to do more and to transform more, and to so inspiration comes to you when you're motivated in this way, and creativity comes, because the less ego you have, the less fixation you have about who you are and who you're supposed to be. And when you're not fixated on who you are, what your style is, what is the right thing to do, or what is the proper thing to do, then you just tend to experiment more. You tend to try things that you wouldn't normally try, and then you become more creative. You discover new techniques and new, subjects. So that's how I feel it's so good to work in this way. You just have infinite motivation and energy and creativity. You're never afraid to do anything or to try anything.
Yeah. Well, it sounds what was like static personality. It's what I was very impressed by that word.
Awesome. That was a great piece there. Awesome. I think we'll mention one more thing actually, is so you guys do Comic-Cons, and cons. Do you do many, and are they beneficial to you?
What, like going to conventions?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah, going to conventions.
Well, we go to ones that are in Croatia and around Croatia, so those are for maybe like a few thousand people. So nothing big, and it is like fine. You know, it is okay. For me, it gets a little bit tiresome to speak with people constantly. So
Introverts here.
yeah, I get like super antisocial the last day of convention. But yeah, it's fine. You always meet some people, and if there are some other artists, you kind of, I don't know, get connected and draw together and stuff. So it's good.
Yeah, maybe the best part is to meeting other artists. I met a really good friend from conventions here, Jivko, who's super nice guy and great painter. And you see that there's other people who are like going through the same or similar things, and they have struggles and stuff. And you exchange ideas with them. You see the people who are kind of supporting you. If you sell prints, it feels nice to hand it to someone who is happy to have it, rather than it's online. It's hard to feel that. You
like
post something and somebody clicks.
Okay, I have this one, I have this one, this one. We do have some new ones because I'm collecting your stuff. So I'm like, oh my god, thank you, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Or I have people who follow me follow me. We kind of end up being on all conventions, so every time they buy one print, and that's going on for years. So it's super nice to have people who.
Yeah, that's a good part. Meeting people who are like-minded there.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, it's
in terms of.
So in terms of.
In terms of a livelihood, it's I guess it's not easier or harder than having other means like freelancing or studio job. It's another kind of set of skills you have to pick up, like how to decorate your table and booth, and how to engage people, and how to make proper print, packaging, all that. It's another thing to try if you're an artist. It's definitely like it could be really good for you if you're extroverted, you like talking to people. I guess it's something definitely I would recommend you to try it. It's not like a magical win or lose. It's not inherently better or worse than like doing online and stuff.
Yeah, but
so it's worth a try.
I suppose if you go to one bigger convention every month or something, if you like travel around to different countries and kind of like a convention hunting.
Yeah, if you have Wanderlust, that could be for you.
You can probably just live by it, so you don't need to work on projects. You just do stuff for yourself and sell prints and merch.
Yeah, if like our friend Jivko, he's really social, loves talking to people, loves traveling. So he goes to a convention in Germany or Austria, and on one weekend he makes enough money to live on for a month.
Pay like 3 rents.
Or 1 month. So you can also just do that, and that's definitely for some people.
Yeah.
But still you need to kind of like sit.
It can work for sure.
You must sit in the booth for like 12 hours per day.
Yeah,
so it's very tiring.
Yeah, for us it's not so much because we're not that into traveling and not that social. So yeah, it really depends on your personality.
Yeah, it's not for everyone, and some people do better than others, obviously. We don't in New Zealand here. We don't have many conventions really, or things like that. We have fairs, outdoor kind of selling on the kind of streets and things, depending on where it is, or indoor some of them if you're lucky. So we don't have that many to do, and it just depends as well. But I did one which was really Armageddon. It's really good. So any New Zealand fans, try Armageddon. It's really good. I wouldn't say I made a profitable thing, but for me it was great because I met so many artists. Yeah, I had a great time. I didn't exactly, because it does cost to do it. I didn't exactly make a lot of money per se, but it was a start, and I felt like it did benefit me, and that's kind of how you have to look at them. Sometimes it's not just all about money. Sometimes it's beneficial in another way, like meeting a great artist, or learning something different, or just having some sort of
Yeah, there's a lot of
yeah
potential benefits besides money.
Awesome. Well,
Money is just to buy food.
yeah, awesome.
Hmm?
So, any last words?
What?
Any
Last words?
Last words.
Yeah.
Wow, this sounds kind of ominous. Like your last words, or
Any last words?
I don't know. Just be relaxed and enjoy what you do. That's pretty much our secret. Like being relaxed and not stress out.
Yeah.
And have fun.
Yeah, have fun.
Yeah, have fun.
Have fun and try to help other people.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, that's the main usually goal of this channel, is trying to help other artists grow, and just having fun meeting other artists and seeing their works and what they do and learning and growing, which is awesome. So thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thanks for all the audience that either watch this live or watch this pre-recorded. Thank you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I couldn't do this without you, really. Have a great one. Goodbye.
All right.
Bye, everyone.